Hello, this is Michael Diamond from Muscle Central on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe and turn on those notifications. All right, I just did a couple of videos recently. One was who I thought would be in the top 10 in the Open Olympia this year. And then I followed that up with my top 6 placings. The top 10 was no particular order, top 6 in placing order. And some people are surprised that I didn't have Michal Krizo in my top 10 and that I didn't have Andrew Jack or Derek Lunsford in my top 6 placings. Okay, let's start with Michal Krizo. Why didn't I have him in my top 10? Well, I'm going by what I've seen of him so far. He looks impressive in update pictures, gym photos. When we saw him earn his pro card in the IFBB Professional League, Pro League, his conditioning wasn't the best. He won. I'm not arguing that at all. He definitely won, but his conditioning left a little to be desired. We saw him on stage at the Prague Pro, where he earned his Olympia qualification. And I'm not disputing that win either. But he had moments during that show where he was looking like he was having a lot of trouble. Saw him not only sweating profusely, where it was screwing up his his tan. He was getting extremely winded, breathing heavy, letting his gut hang, not controlling it, and at times looking very distressed. Granted, he regrouped and he put it back together again, but something, I don't know, on the Olympia stage, something like that happens with him, they're gonna push him back. They're gonna push him back really quick. I'm just going by what I've seen so far, and yes, he's a freak. He's a big man. He's carrying a lot of muscle. He's tall, about 6 feet, carries a lot of muscle. I'm not sure what his stage weight is, but there's a bit more polish to go with him. I think next year, I'm pretty confident we're going to see him in that top 10. But as of this year, that's why I have him out of the top 10. It's a extremely stacked lineup. Andrew Jack has a lot of hype around him. 2 pro wins. His first 2 pro shows in the IFBB Pro League. 2 pro wins back to back. I'm not going to dispute the wins. And I'm not knocking who he was standing on stage against, but he wasn't standing on stage with the best. And you can see there's some work to be done still. From the front, I think he's very, very impressive. He can beat a lot of people from in the front shots. A lot of the top guys he can beat in front shots, or at least challenge them very hard. When he starts to turn to the side, not quite as impressive. And I think there's still a bit more work to do from the back. Needs work on his posing. Also, as funny as it might sound, I think he needs to put on more muscle. And he's carrying a lot of muscle. But he's 6'1". He might be, probably is the tallest person on stage. That's going to be on stage at the Olympia. And he has a very wide structure, very big frame. I think for his height and his frame, his structure, he really does need to carry more muscle. I think we're going to see that when he's on stage against the best in the world. That's basically why I don't have him in my top 6 placings, but I do have him in my top 10. Derek Lunsford. I mean, he's definitely impressed me with his update pictures. The size and his conditioning looks good in these pictures. But I definitely have him in my top 10 for sure. But there's still a lot of questions with him. I don't like the idea that he got a special invite. There wasn't circumstances where it was called for, where it was, you can quantify it. He had plenty of time to do an open show to qualify, and I think he would have qualified if he went that route. Haven't seen him on stage against the open competitors. Yeah, we've seen him on stage at the Pittsburgh Pro during a guest posing. Brandon Curry was on there with him, Nick Walker and Hunter Labrada, and he looked impressive. He was full, his condition was pretty good for the size he was carrying. But we don't know what it's going to look like once he's dieted down. And there's another thing you got to take into consideration. He's carrying a lot of fresh muscle. Yes, he did have to sacrifice some muscle, making it 212, but he was never this big in the off season before. He has put on muscle tissue, and a significant amount of muscle tissue since last year. And a lot of times, that new muscle tissue, when it's dieted down, just does not look the same. We haven't seen him on stage, blown up, in condition against the top open guys, and it's still a big unknown factor. And like I just said, he is carrying a significant amount more muscle tissue than he's ever done in the past, but new muscle tissue does not always look quite the same once it's dieted down. It needs time to mature. That is why I have Michal Krizo outside my top 10, and is why I don't have Andrew Jack and Derek Lunsford in my top 6 placings. If you agree or disagree with what I've said, please let me know in the comment section. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please share, and by all means subscribe. Do not forget to hit the notification bell. This way, every time I put up a new video, you'll be notified. Also, if you go to the description box, I have some links there. One link is to the Facebook Muscle Central page. Any questions, you can go there, DM me. I'd be happy to answer them. Also, there are links to Species Nutrition and Mr. G's Protein Snacks. Click on both those links, go to both those websites. Check out all their great products. Once again, it's Michael Diamond. I'd like to thank you for watching Muscle Central.